All right, Gemini, welcome to your February of 2016 Sidereal Astrology forecast. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology, which you can find more about in the description below. All right, Gemini, so this month we've got the North Node still very close to Jupiter, which has been all of this life path expansion of this early part of the year. And for you, I would say specifically this month shifting into that third house of communication, of reading, writing, more of the practical aspects of life, maybe getting involved with sharing your ideas or learning ideas, whether it's to or fro. The third house is all about learning and sharing information. So whatever that is for you, whatever you've been learning essentially for about the past 7 months with Jupiter here, and perhaps right now it's more internal, maybe it's more reflective at the moment, with Jupiter retrograde. So it's good to be malleable in the process, but still, there's wisdom and maybe even opportunities for you to continue to expand on this more practical, communicative, and maybe even social level. So this is going to be for the next 2 years, and so taking a lot of the stuff you've learned and really setting these foundations this month, at least for the first half, here for you to apply this stuff, I think is a good way to start off the month. Now on the 5th and 6th, we've got Venus conjoining up to Pluto in this 7th house. So there has been, I think, a lot of changes for you in relationships over the past many years and getting rid of old energies. So it's a new time to get rid of old energies involving relationships, maybe involving doing the right thing or the just thing, which is that 7th house also. And here specifically for you, maybe really transforming the way you express yourself and maybe even your interests in life, which is Venus, who does rule that 5th house going over Pluto. So it's all about being open to change, maybe to even getting some alone time, some spiritual time out during this, since Venus rules that 12th. But all in all, just being open to change, I think specifically involving relationships, self-expression, and that spirituality. Now, on the 8th, we have a new moon in Capricorn, so there are new beginnings shaping up here around the 8th. For you, involving the deeper aspects of life. This is your 8th house. And every year you've got this new moon here. So where there has been focus, I think, the last part of last month in January, for the deeper aspects to maybe learn about the truth, to express the truth, to see what's really going on behind the veils of either your life, the collective, or relationships, or whatever it might be. Now there's new things shaping up here. So it's an excellent time around the 8th to really ask yourself, what is really deep to you? What is really meaningful? How can you have that deeper connection in your life so it's more fulfilling in that sense? And you're getting rid of, again, old energies. It's a very transformative month for you, especially this first half. And in that way, that does plant the seeds. And for these next couple weeks from this point onward and the next 6 months, you can be culminating a lot of these new things that are meaningful to you in life. Now on the 9th, we do have Mars trining up to Chiron. So we should all be feeling perhaps quite healed in regards to our motivation or our drives. And your energy levels are probably improving as the Sun and Mars make their way to the top of your chart. But here with this trying up to Chiron, it's feeling quite rejuvenated. And I think it's for you to express yourself. Mars is in your 5th house this month, and so even coming into this month, you're probably quite motivated to follow your interests, maybe to express yourself, to do creative things, and you can probably feel a lot of that quite healing, in fact, here this middle part. Now around the 13th and 15th, a few days before and after, basically this middle part of the month also, Mars is going to be sextiling up to that Jupiter North Node conjunction. So with all sextiles, it's just an opening. It's a gateway here for you to take some of that motivation and drive and really put it towards this third house stuff, the practical things, the communicating, the learning, the reading, the writing, whatever it is you're doing on that level, socializing, and also towards relationships, because there's a whole new shift happening with your relationships and your career, in fact, for that matter, this early part of the year, because Jupiter rules both your 7th and your 10th. So there's this brand new direction here with those two areas. And I think around this time period, seeing where you can put in some of that motivation and intent with those key areas of life. Now on the 14th, we've got the Sun going into Aquarius. So here it's all about the expansive views of life. And like I said, it's very transformative. And you'll probably feel the more lighter aspects of the transformation here this middle part onward. And that's going to be, I think, specifically with the sun going into your house of expansion of your life path, of basically opening your horizons. And I think that's all a great area for you to focus on. It can be a very good way for you to gain that prana energy of the sun through that adventurous spirit of life. Now, your ruler is going to be going into that 8th, though, for the second half. So still very much about the deeper aspects. And I think while there are things expanding and you're understanding more about the philosophical and open and top-down perspective of life, it's still very much about maybe healing and again, applying some of these new beginnings involving these deeper things and deeper relationships and deeper connections in your life. So Mercury here is all about learning more about it and applying it in that very practical way. And then what's quite nice is that on the 17th, Venus goes in here. So your relationships and all this can be quite deep also. Maybe even your self-expression transformed and getting deeper. But enjoying it nonetheless. Venus in the 8th house means you can certainly enjoy having that healthy codependency with others, connecting to what's really meaningful to you in life, to what really matters, and what's behind the veil in regards to your life, but also perhaps with the collective shifts happening in the world. Now that's going to be the 17th, and then on the 23rd we've got Jupiter opposing up to Chiron. So here there can be continued healing, as there has been. This is a familiar energy from last year. And for you, it's perhaps healing relationships, perhaps healing your career stuff, since Jupiter rules those areas, and really seeing how you can balance this practical stuff that's really expanding for you at the moment with these possibilities. This more optimistic, lighthearted, expansive view of life, which is the 9th, which has been going through a healing for you over the past many years with Chiron here in your 9th. So it's all about seeing that what is actually possible is practical. And what can be applied is what's possible in life, and synergizing these two areas. And I think you can find that quite healing here around the 23rd. Now, also on the 23rd, we've got a full moon in that 3rd house of yours. So there are things culminating with communication, with learning, reading, writing, whatever you've been involved with specifically over the past 6 months in regards to these areas of life. So could be culmination, but at the very least, you're seeing the bigger picture. You have that insight, and it's really nice to have that with all this energy slowly shifting into that 3rd house of yours. And one thing I want to say too is that it's very grounded. It's going to be forming a T-square up to Saturn and opposing up to Neptune. So it's all about this slow and steady practical approach to that 3rd house expansion. And really having faith and trust that everything in your life path is, of course, unfolding in divine timing. Now, that's going to be specifically involved on the 28th when the sun goes over Neptune, topping off the month here, about having this more adaptive and, again, having this greater understanding about life and really loosening up the reins in regards to how things are unfolding so that you can have more of that faith and trust and really go with the flow in regards to that life path, which has been a big emphasis for you with Neptune. But this is going to be the area of the new beginnings next month in March. So here, a good time to see that more spiritual and intuitive connection with the life path. All right, Gemini, so have a great month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.